Ratio analysis. First is profitability ratios. GP ratio means gross profit ratio. Formula is GP upon sales into 100. Net profit ratio, NP ratio, NP upon sales into 100. Operating ratio. Operating ratio means cost of goods sold, COGS, plus operating expense upon sales into 100. Right, GP ratio shows how much percentage of our of GP among sales. Same thing NP, the percentage of profit in sales. And operating ratio means total cost against sales. Then second is investment related ratios. First is return on employed capital. Formula is NP, but which NP? Earning before interest and tax upon employed capital into 100. Here employed capital means, remember, equity shares plus preference share plus reserve. Reserve means GR, PNL, worker accident, etc. plus long term debt. Long term debt means bank loan, debenture, etc. minus fictitious assets. It is called employed capital. Then return on shareholders fund. The formula is NP upon owners fund. Owners fund is same as employed capital, only just remove the long term debt. So equity, preference, reserve minus 56, only remove the outer siders debt, long term debt. Then return on equity holders fund, NP minus preference dividend upon equity holders fund into 100. Here equity holders fund means only remove preference share from owners fund, that is called equity holders fund. Equity share, reserve minus 56. Then return on equity capital, only equity capital, how much you earn every year. The formula is NP minus preference dividend upon equity capital into 100. Then earning per share, on every share what is your earning? NP minus preference dividend upon equity holders fund, equity share capital into 100. Remember, when they say fund, then only you have to write equity holders fund. But when they say equity capital, then only equity capital, no other things. Now third one is liquidity ratios. The first is current ratio. The formula is current asset upon current liability, CA upon CL. Now current asset means what? Current asset includes stock, debtors, bills receivable, cash and bank, prepaid expenses and receivables. Same way, current liability including overdraft, creditors, bills payable, outstanding expenses, advance received incomes. The best ratio is 2:1. 2:1 means 1 rupees current liability, then 2 rupees current asset. This is called ideal ratio, right? Now liquid ratio. Liquid ratio means liquid asset upon liquid liability. Now liquid asset is same just as current asset, only remove stock from current asset, that is called liquid asset. Same thing, liquid liability means remove OD from current liability, that is called liquid liability. And the ideal ratio is 1:1, means if you have 1 rupees liquid liability, you must have 1 rupees liquid asset, that is a ideal one. But if there is something more than 1, then it is good, but never less than 1. 1:1. Now capital structure related ratios. First is proprietors ratio, or you can say owners ratio. The formula is owners fund upon total fund into 100. Total fund means total asset. Owners fund, it means shareholders fund. Debt equity ratio. Long term debt upon owners fund into 100 means long term debt against owner's money, that is called debt equity ratio. Gearing ratio, the percentage of preference share and debenture against equity capital is called gearing ratio. Long term fund with fixed asset, name itself a formula. Long term fund means outsiders fund and owners fund. You can also call it employed capital, long term fund upon fixed asset. This ratio must be more than 1. It means your fixed asset, you have purchased fixed asset from long term fund, right? Interest coverage ratio. NP means EBIT NP upon interest. This ratio show the capability of the company to pay interest. Interest means yearly interest, and NP means profit before earning and tax. Then fifth one is turnover ratios. The first is stock turnover. You have already learned in the second year SY BCom. The formula is cost of goods sold upon average stock. Then debtors ratio. Debtors plus bills receivable upon credit sale into days of the year. Right? Generally they have provided you in the sum, but if there is no if there is nothing in the sum, then you have to write 365. Here I have written 360. Then creditors ratio. Creditors plus bills payable upon credit purchase into 360. Right? Now here the debtors ratio tells us the collection period. Right? Generally in the business the period is 45 to 50 days. So if your answer is greater than this one, then it means the total collection policy of your company is not good. You have to change it. Same way creditors ratio tells us the payment policy of the company. If it is greater, means say 60, 70, 80, then it is not bad one. But remember, when you compare debtors ratio and creditors ratio, if your debtors ratio is greater and creditors ratio is smaller, then it is not a good condition, because you have to pay fast but collect less. Right? Instead, if it is totally inverse means debtors ratio is less and creditors ratio is more, then it is a good one. It means collection is fast, payment is late. Then total asset turnover. Very simple formula. Sales upon total asset into 100. Now again, you see what is the difference between employed capital, owner's fund and equity holders fund. Equity share plus preference share plus reserve plus debenture and bank loan, outsiders debt, minus 50 shares, that is called employed capital. In the owner's fund, just remove the outsiders, debenture and bank loan, that is owner's fund. In equity holders fund, remove preference share, then it is called equity holders fund. Here reserve means three types of reserve generally they have given you: GR, PNL, worker accident, etc. Right? So again, read all the formula properly, write them in your notebook and remember them. Later I will start the sum in our next episode.